Hey guys, just wanted to make a little video to talk to you all about the 21 Day Fix container system. Now, as you know, these containers go with both 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme. So maybe you're a graduate of the first one and you moved on to Extreme. Alright, so I know that when you first get them, you might be a little skeptical. You might think, oh my god, they're so small, I can only eat this and that's all I can eat in a day. And I know you've probably thought that before you even ordered it. But then you actually get to reading and you start doing your calculation, which we're going to talk about, and you realize you actually get to eat a lot more than you might even be able to eat in a day. So the first thing in figuring out these containers is figuring out your calculation. Now there are a few different ways to do that. And actually, if you're doing this to lose weight, I suggest just sticking with, if you're doing regular 21 Day Fix, sticking with the regular calculation where you times your weight by 11. You get your caloric baseline, and then you add 400, which is how many calories you burn per workout when doing each 21 Day Fix workout, and then you figure out your caloric needs. And then you subtract 750, which is your caloric deficit, and then you figure out your calorie target. And then you go, let's see, what page is it on this book? I don't even know what page it is on the book. Let's see. And then you go to page 19 in the regular book, and it tells you which bracket to go into. So actually, if I were to do this one, and if I were to do it to lose weight, I would fall into the first bracket. So that is where I would go if I were doing it to lose weight. If I were doing it to maintain weight, I would multiply my weight by, I think, to maintain, I believe it's 13. That is what I do whenever I'm going to be maintaining, though. I multiply by 13, which bumps me up to a bracket. It puts me in the 1500 to 1799 bracket. So that's the first thing you need to do. Now the 21 Day Fix Extreme, it's just a little tiny bit different. It sets it out a little bit different for you. It gives you 3 options in this one. That one only gives you the 1. But if you're a little bit busier and you find that you are starving, by all means, multiply it by 12 if you need to, but I recommend 11. Or just eat some more veggies, eat some more protein. That's what I'd say to do. With the Extreme, you have your 3 options. If you have a desk job and you just sit around and watch TV, nothing fancy, do 11. If you have light housework, if you're on your feet part of the day kind of thing, do 12. If you are on your feet all the time, manual label, do 13. Also, if you're doing this and you're maintaining, also do 13. Okay? Then, let's see. You are going to then get a number. That's your caloric baseline, like I said before, and then you're going to add 450. That's how many calories you burn at the extreme workouts, because, again, they are extreme, so they're a little bit more intense than the regular. Still 30 minutes, so don't worry, don't fear if you have never used the extreme. Then you are going to subtract 750, which is the caloric deficit, to figure out the calorie target for this one. And then it gives you a few more brackets since you're using some different numbers here, and you then find your bracket there, and it gives you the containers, and if it says you have 3 green, you eat 3 of the green container and whatnot. So 2 purple, this is the first bracket, 3 green, 2 purple, 4 red, 2 yellow, 1 blue, 1 orange, and it doesn't give you a teaspoon, you have to provide your own, and 2 teaspoons. All right, so that is how you figure out your bracket or your calculations, whatever you want to call them. All right, so then we have our containers. We have green for vegetables. This is a cup, so the size of it is a cup. So if you don't have the containers and you just want to follow it anyway, this is a cup. Purple's fruits, also a cup. Red proteins, also your Shakeology. This is about 3/4 of a cup. Obviously, you don't drink 3/4 of a cup of Shakeology, but that's just the way it's measured out. You have your yellow, which is a 1/2 cup. That is your carbohydrates. Also, yellow counts as your treats. And your wine. So the way treats work is you get to have, 3 times a week, you can replace a yellow container on whatever day you want, just 3 times a week, no more. You can replace a yellow container with a treat. So the 21 Day Fix book comes with treats. 21 Day Fix Extreme does not. So when following Extreme to a T, I have yet to ever do that because I like treats. You could have a treat. So whether that be, I don't know, popcorn with a few chocolate chips in it, or one of the treats that the books come with for you to make, or just something that you want to go ahead and create. But be careful with creating treats because it becomes a little iffy. I know a lot of you ask me, what is this worth? What is that worth? Sometimes I'll just go ahead and say just a yellow. Other times I'll go ahead and say it's a yellow with a teaspoon, because sometimes you're adding a little bit extra peanut butter, coconut oil, all that stuff. It's all great for you because coconut oil and peanut butter are, but only in moderation. Okay, then you get your blue container, which is your healthy fats. So that's your cheese, your avocado, and all of that. We'll go over that a little bit more. Then they give you 2 orange, and everyone's always asking why they get 2 orange. That, Autumn did a little segment on that, and she just said because you do. Maybe one's dirty, maybe you prepped, etc. My take on that is you have your dressings, you have your seeds. Oftentimes the dressing leaves like a residue, an oily residue, and then you have your seeds. So I don't really use it for seeds because I don't really eat seeds. I have braces. So I just, if I prep it, I have one maybe in a salad prepped, and then the other one I maybe put like 2 teaspoons of peanut butter in it. Use it however you'd like. And then of course you have your spoon. All right, so now, your spoon is your peanut butter, your nut butter is whatever nut butter you want. Your oils, so extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, so stuff like that. Okay. So what else do you put in these little guys? Each plan comes with a list of foods. Now, when completing this program for the first time, and even the second time if you're looking to get fantastic results, the foods on this list are the foods you should eat. You should not veer from the list. However, I did veer from the list. So like, for instance, a yellow container. I love pretzel thins because I like salt. So oftentimes, a yellow container, I will be like, I want some pretzel thins. And guess what? I have since lost, I don't know, I guess just starting doing 21 Day Fix. I don't know, it's like 58 pounds or something like that. So it hasn't hurt me. But in the beginning, I was a little bit more diligent with what I was doing. This is something that I'm doing now, so it's a little bit different. So for you guys, if you're just starting out, I recommend sticking to what's actually in the book as best you could. Okay, so try to eat as clean as possible and don't veer from what she says. All right, so if she says you can only have 3 treats, only have 3 treats. Alrighty, and now for yogurt, she says plain yogurt 2%. You could add free things to that. You can add honey to that, count it as a teaspoon or even a half a teaspoon, or you can add a half a teaspoon of honey and a half a teaspoon of peanut butter. That's very good. Some cinnamon, some berries. Flavor it up a bit. I found that I really like Chobani Simply 100, but in the beginning, like I said, I tried to stick it out to a T. This is just something I'm doing now. And the same thing like with 21 Day Fix Extreme. It's a little more strict. With like, you can't have wine, you can't have chocolate, whereas you can have those things with 21 Day Fix Extreme. The wine in 21 Day Fix, in 21 Day Fix you can have wine and chocolate, and Extreme you cannot. In 21 Day Fix, wine counts as a yellow, so you would replace a yellow container. Just, don't overdo it or anything like that. If you read about it, she tells you all that. Chocolate counts as a yellow, chocolate chips, but it actually has a spoon next to it. I'm not going to lie, if I'm going to have chocolate chips, I'm not only going to have a teaspoon, I'm going to fill up an orange container. Okay, Autumn, I'm sorry. Use your discretion. All right, so if it's working for you, then let it work for you. If it's not working for you, then you have to change something. All right? Okay, so then let's see. Each book has its own recipes. So the recipes they all have the container count for them. Then Pinterest has a ton of recipes. And they have container counts too, but now keep in mind that those recipes were created by individuals. They were created by people like me and other coaches, or just random people, who are doing this thing. So keep in mind that they might not all be so accurate. So just, learn the system, learn what's worth, what, each container is worth and what everything is worth, and you'll get it. And converting something over won't be as difficult. Then there's the Fixate Cookbook, and it's like one of God's gifts to the earth, because God's given many gifts to the earth, and this is just one of them. So there's 101 recipes in this book, and if you don't have it, I recommend getting it. And to me, it's been like a lifesaver when getting through 21 Day Fix. Autumn actually also talks about like cheat meals. So she talks about she does like a 90-10 diet. I follow more of an 80-20. But when doing 21 Day Fix, I try to just get through those 21 days and not have a massive cheat meal. If I want to have pizza, I try to clean it up. But like I said, I like to try to just follow the 80-20 diet. So if I'm craving something, I know that if I don't give that something to myself, I'm going to eat everything in my path until I have it. And that's something that I've learned about myself, and that's something that you need to take the time to figure out about you, because we're all different. We're all humans. We're not perfect. Let's see. So keeping track. Keeping track of this is one of the most vital things. I actually use an app, and the app I use is called 21 Day Tracker. You can't see it. It's right there. You can't see it. It's called 21 Day Tracker, but that's what I have for an Android. If you have an iPhone, you can actually go ahead, and Beachbody has an app called 21 Day Fix. It just helps you keep track of all of your containers. So also when doing this, there are two different ways of eating. There's the, the energy balancer, which is where you spread your meals out 2 to 3 hours a day. That's what I do. I've tried to sort of combine the energy balancer with the fat burner, but let me talk about the energy balancer first. So you just use a variety of containers in each meal. So if you want a salad, you have your 2 greens for your salad with your lettuce and your veggies, whatever. You maybe throw on like a half a purple of fruit and maybe like a half a blue because you want a little bit of cheese or avocado, and then you have your dressing. I never use the full orange of dressing. I probably use only about half because it fills up a lot of dressing. So 2 to 3 hours apart, variety of containers, whatever it may be. Maybe you want some chicken with some veggies and some sweet potatoes. So very, very simple, very easy. If you use any coconut oil or any extra virgin olive oil, make sure you count that spoon. Seasonings and all that, that's free. The Fix books have awesome season recipes. They're great. I haven't made them in a long time because I like to use Mrs. Dash and Flavor God. They're my absolute favorite. But I really should make them because they're so good, and now I'm probably going to. But then there's the other one, the fat burner. So again, if you're new to this, I recommend maybe using both of them combined, and this is how you can do that. So the fat burner is you're going to have about 6 meals a day. So I do have 6 meals a day. Sometimes it's 7 because I have like a little bit something else at night. But you're going to have 6 meals a day and 2 hours apart. That's the difference. Instead of 2 to 3, it's just going to be steady 2. And then the only other difference is no yellow containers, no purple containers after 6. So what that means is no fruit, no carbs after 6. So fruit's sort of considered a carb, a little, because it has a high sugar content. Most fruit is almost a carb, like a banana, because of the high sugar. So you don't want to eat those after 6. I guess just, not with your dinner. I sometimes don't have carbs with my dinner because I sort of follow that, but I more so follow the first one. But oftentimes I don't have any fruit with my dinner. Obviously, I like my veggies, my meat, but I oftentimes don't have any carbs with my dinner either because I'm still trying to burn that fat because that's where I'm at right now on my plan. And I mean, other than that, like what I do with mine is once a week, I sit down and I'm like, what am I going to eat? And then I figure it out. I type it up. You don't have to type. You can't even really see this. You can sort of see it. I type it up and I put what it's worth. So in the morning I have my Shakeology with a 1/4 cup unsweetened almond milk. Now that is worth a half a yellow. So if you're going to have almond milk, she says 16 ounces a week, take away 1 yellow. That's for unsweetened. It's 8 ounces, I believe, for sweetened, but I use unsweetened. So I just do a 1/4 cup a day, and it counted as a half a yellow each day, and that's just the way that I do it. You can do it whichever way that you feel most fit, but that's the way that I do it, so that I sort of limit my carbs and count that as a carb. So I make my Shakeology, 1/4 cup unsweetened almond milk, a half a cup fruit, and I oftentimes throw in a half a teaspoon of coconut oil. So if you're doing that, just make sure you count it. I know coconut oil is really good for you. We should have a lot of it in a day, but too much is still too much, especially when you're following the 21-day fix. Then I have a snack in the mid-morning before lunch. It's typically something proteinish and oftentimes has fruit in it too. Try to get that fruit up in the morning and get some extra energy because I don't drink coffee and I just have my shake for my energy. Sometimes a little bit of green tea. So I'm going to have some protein oats with berries. And protein oats for me, that's just oatmeal with some peanut butter and some coconut oil, egg whites, and a little bit of agave and some stevia. Very, very, very good. I recommend it. So then I put the counts for that. Lunch, chicken, stuffed sweet potato, black beans, and veggies. I add the counts for that. And then I have 2 snacks because I have a very long time from lunch until I come home. Plus I have a workout before I have dinner. So then I have some veggies, so tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers with some balsamic vinegar. I throw a little bit of mineralized, which is like a Himalayan sea salt that we have, with some organic fresh ground pepper. And then I have another snack, which is usually a protein, so whether it's yogurt or hard-boiled eggs. This week it's going to be hard-boiled eggs with grapes. So I have another protein, another fruit. Got to get that in before my dinner, and just the fruit, that is, and before, nighttime. And then dinner this night is crock pot pork chops. And I actually am this night having some fruit, with veggies and a salad. So I have my counts for that. And then at night, I'm just going to have a half Shaco made with water and a half a teaspoon of peanut butter. And that's just so I can not be munching on stuff. So then I add up all my counts. I add it up, and I have 4 green, 5 yellow, 4 green, 5 red, 3 yellow, 2 purple, 1 orange, 3 teaspoons. I'm in the second bracket where I get 4 green, 4 red, 3 purple, 3 yellow, 1 blue, 1 orange, 4 teaspoons. So the fact that I went over a protein, I'm not going to worry about it because I oftentimes do go over a protein, and sometimes I even go over a vegetable. But if you're going to go over anything, you're going to go over protein and vegetables first because that's what's recommended if you're actually hungry still. And if you're lacking energy, if you're lacking energy, then you should go for a purple just to give yourself some energy. So go for a purple before you go for a carb, like an actual real carb, like a yellow. So if you have any questions, I know this video is really long, but I hope that it helped you. If you have any other questions, please ask. I meal prep all my lunches and some snacks, and especially, the protein oats when I make them. I do all that on Sunday because it's Sunday fun day for me and for a lot of my Coach Fit friends. Any questions, ask, comment below, anything like that, all right? Thank you.